You ever been down in the basement area around the furnace? That's the forced air heating system for your home, and you feel a draft and you just wonder, where is it coming from? Or is your furnace getting enough combustion air? Or is your home getting enough makeup air? Let's go and talk to an expert. And with me today, I've got Cliff Hoyme of Hoyme Manufacturing. How you doing, Cliff?
Not bad.
You know, this home here is 25 years old that we're in the basement of, and the furnace installation here is typical of that particular time. Up here in the ceiling, we've got a cold, fresh air vent coming across the duct system, and then on down the cold air return duct into the furnace, and it supplies the makeup air to the home. But today's code calls for combustion air, does it not?
That's right. The combustion air tube or the duct should run from outside and parallel to the other one and terminate within a foot of the furnace flame.
Is that the one that I have people, because they feel drafts coming out of there, they got them shoved full of towels and insulation bats?
That's probably the one.
And I always pull them out and say, you can't do that?
That's right, but then their feet get cold and the whole basement gets cold.
Right.
We manufacture a motorized air control damper that goes on the end of that tube to prevent the cold air from coming when it's not required, and then it opens when the flame burns, giving the flame complete combustion.
I'll bet you that's the Hoyme Motorized Damper.
That's the Hoyme Motorized Damper.
Let's go and take a look at an installation. Right. While Cliff is installing his motorized Hoyme damper, let me show you and try to explain to you in layman's terms how they work. First of all, this is your home. Down in the basement, you have a furnace, a forced air heating system. Could be oil, could be gas, or it even could be wood or coal. Now, when you're heating air, air is then presented up through the blower system into the hot air plenum, into the duct system, and delivered to the rooms. So the red lines are indicating warm air, the blue lines are the cold air now when it's starting to cool off, back into the cold air return for reheating and so on. Now, windows in the home, they'll lose heat because warm air will find its way to the outside, around doors, windows, or other leak points of the home. Now, when the furnace is in operation, it's got to have combustion air. Air has got to be presented down into the burner area, so therefore it can use that oxygen in order to burn the fuel and to keep you nice and warm. Now, the makeup air is the other duct that's brought into the cold air duct system, making up any air that's lost upstairs out through windows and leak points like doors. Now, all of those, when the furnace system is off, could be presenting some real draft points. In fact, if you're working down in the laundry room area, you could feel a draft from the combustion air duct. And some people do the wrong thing by plugging those, and you never do that. So where you see these green spots is indicating where a Hoyme motorized damper goes. Let me show you what they look like. Now, the Hoyme motorized damper is just as it says. It's got a motor on it, and it's got a damper inside that either opens or closes off airflow. So this unit here is an inline. That would go in the line either to or from any one of the systems. Could be on the makeup air, or it even could on your combustion air. Also, the combustion air unit that allows the air to go into the burner, this is your oxygen, your combustion air duct, goes right on the bottom, stopping those drafty floors in the basement. As well as the outside wall cap unit, again, it's got the damper control on the inside, you can see it here, and that would go on either, again, the combustion air or the makeup air on the outside. So it all depends on just what application, which one you would use, but they do all the same thing. They close off or open up, allowing air to be stopped or allow it to continue. So let's go and see how Cliff's making out.
Here's the Hoyme damper installed. As you see, it's mounted within a foot above the burner level, and it's also mounted within 2 feet horizontally from the burner level. After the installer installs it, of course, he merely pulls the duct over the top and then fastens it with a nylon band, and then, of course, pulls the insulation over and then seals it with duct tape.
Now we have that hole enlarged to accept the new hood, but let me explain. First of all, this hood here is the new hood. This allows the air to be taken into the home, and that goes to where Cliff has mounted the new Hoyme combustion air damper. That's right beside the furnace. This particular grill here that I've enlarged the hole for is the old fresh air for the makeup air for the home. That's where your fresh air now gets into the cold air return down into the furnace, like the one we showed you in the 25-year-old home. Now, in order to enlarge the hole, I've taken away the grill and cut the hole larger to accept now the Hoyme fresh air control damper hood. This allows now the furnace to say when it wants air and when it doesn't require air for the home. So all we have to do now is take the wires back inside, connect those up to the furnace control wires, shove the control hood damper back into place, and there we have it. Both combustion air, which is brand new, and the replacement one now, which is controlling the makeup air for the home. Now that we got both Hoyme dampers in place, we'll just wait for the furnace to come on, and then we'll watch to see the dampers open. Oh, there's the furnace coming on now, and we should see the damper open. There we are, the damper opening up, allowing fresh air to come in for the combustion of the furnace burner, and stopping when the unit burner shuts off, closing up, stopping those drafty floors here in the basement area. Hoyme motorized dampers. I think they're a great idea. Why don't you contact your heating or ventilation contractor for more information?